Welcome to the 910preps.com high school football scoreboard for games played Friday, November 1st. I'm Sonny Jones. What a thriller it was at Randy Ledford Field Friday night. Big showdown in the Patriot 4A, 3A conference, and when the dust had settled, Southview walked away with a 23-17 win in double overtime over Terry Sanford. Southview scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. Matthew Pemberton with those scores. Terry Sanford counters with 2 scores in the second half. Jacob Knight with a pair of touchdown passes. Go to the first overtime, both end in field goals. Southview's Emmanuel Ano kicks his first field goal of the season. Bailey Morrison counters for Terry Sanford. To start the second overtime, Terry Sanford gets the ball, has a pass intercepted in the end zone, and on the first play from scrimmage for Southview, Pemberton goes 10 yards for the deciding score. Again, Southview 23, Terry Sanford 17, double overtime. Now with that result, combined with Cape Fear's 36-19 win over Pine Forest, there's a 3-way tie atop the Patriot Conference heading into the final week of the regular season. Southview, Terry Sanford, Cape Fear, all 6-1. Other Patriot scores, it was Grays Creek 40, Douglas Bird nothing, and a wild one at Westover. Overhill's Chris Perkins throws 5 touchdowns, 474 yards passing. Overhills outscores Westover 62-48. Rumor has it the scoreboard operator will have off-season finger surgery after running the scoreboard for that game. Next Friday night, it's Pine Forest against Terry Sanford. That game will be played at Fayetteville State University. Southview at Overhills, E.E. Smith at Cape Fear, Westover at Grays Creek, Douglas Bird at Fairmont in a non-conference game. 3-way tie last week of the regular season. Doesn't get much better than that. In the Sandhills 4A Conference, the big game Friday night was in Pinecrest, where the Patriots held on to defeat Jack Britt 17-15. Big night for Giorgio Nam of Pinecrest. 25 carries, 182 yards rushing, and a touchdown. He also caught an 85-yard touchdown pass. Jack Britt quarterback Kevin Centel threw for 2 touchdowns, one to Jose Brazaban, the other to Anthony Fifi. Again, the Patriots win 17-15. Elsewhere in the Sandhills, it was Richmond 45, 71st 6. Hoke County shuts out Purnell Sweat 43-0. Scotland 48, Lumberton nothing. Big one next week in Laurinburg, Richmond at Scotland. The other big games, Pinecrest at Hoke County, Jack Britt at 71st, Lumberton at Purnell Sweat. Richmond is 6-0, Scotland and Pinecrest both 5-1 heading into the last week of the regular season. The North Carolina Independent Scholastic Athletic Association Division III semifinals are played Friday night, and the Trinity Christian Crusaders, the top seed, defeated Asheville School 55-0. That means Trinity will host the Division III state championship game next Friday, where it will play South Lake Christian of Huntersville. South Lake defeated Harrells Christian 42-34 in the other semifinal game. Odd note about this one, the teams played back in September. Harrells Christian rolled to a 49-12 win. Didn't go as well for the Crusaders tonight. South Lake Christian wins. They'll play at Trinity Christian on Friday for the Division III state championship. Elsewhere around the Cape Fear region, Tri-County 3A, it was Union Pines 44, Triton 34. Lee County routs Western Hornets 68-6, and Southern Lee held on to defeat Hornet Central 19-12. Lee County's 4-0, Union Pines, Southern Lee 3-1. Big game next week will be Southern Lee at Lee County. In the Three Rivers 2A, 1A conference, Red Springs clinches at least a tie for the league championship and the top seed from the conference after defeating West Columbus 55-0. Fairmont shut out East Columbus 30-0. It was South Columbus 35, West Bladen 22, and Whiteville scores 4 touchdowns in the second half to defeat St. Paul's 28-6. Red Springs 7-0 in the league, Whiteville 6-1, St. Paul's 5-2. In the East Central 2A Conference, the Clinton Dark Horses are the East Central champions. Clinton defeated James Keenan 35-13 on Friday. That, combined with Goldsboro knocking off Midway 15-0, and East Duplin slipping past Wallace Rose Hill 16-14, means Clinton is 4-0. Midway, Wallace, Goldsboro, East Duplin, all 2-2. Only one game left. The Dark Horses are the champs. The Carolina 1A is Hompton 45, Union 28, Princeton 42, Lakewood nothing, and Goldsboro Rosewood slips past North Duplin 28-21. Rosewood and Princeton will play Friday for the Carolina 1A Conference Championship. That's this edition of the 910preps.com scoreboard.